White, the performer, really, it started with the wonderful kind of music that was coming out in 79, 80 with the new wave of British heavy metal and all the great rock bands that were kind of around at that time. You know, you had Maiden starting and Def Leppard and Saxon, and then there was, you know, Motorhead and UFO and Thin Lizzy and AC/DC. I mean, it was just a brilliant time, and it really captured my imagination. And I knew straight away when the Scorpions was the first band that I ever really saw. I saw that gig and I was just like, that I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to be in that. I want to be on that stage. So yeah, I started singing and got up to a decent level in the sort of local area that I was, and the band that I was in, we got to go to play down at the Marquee in London. I was about 17. I was approached by the late great Paul Samson, who offered me the job singing with his band Paul Samson's Empire, as it was then. And before I knew it, we were off on tour supporting Iron Maiden. So on the 1986 on the Somewhere in Time tour, I was 18 years old. Kid in a candy store. It was just unbelievable. 6 nights at Hammersmith Odeon. That was the kind of big start for me, really. After the tour, it went to Samson. Band lineup changed. We did a record, did a lot of touring, and it was a real kind of great start for me in the industry. I left Samson at the end of 1988, and I formed a band called First Strike. It was a much younger band. It was kind of, I was writing most of the songs, and it was incredible time. The 80s were just amazing, hedonistic, beautiful times. You know, we did really well, and we were getting up to a level where we were going to get a record deal, and then grunge came and bang, everything changed. That was kind of the end of things for me at that time, really. I ended up doing a lot of session work for a few years, and I did have another go with a band called 7 Days at the end of the 90s. We had a really nice record deal in America. Kip Winger mixed the album. The industry started really changing as we went into sort of the new millennium, and rock music was just going more and more underground, and I really just kind of lost my appetite for it. So I bowed out gracefully. I think there was a specific moment when I thought, I've got to do this again. There was unfinished business for me. It always seemed like timing was against, and that can happen in the industry, and that's not a hard luck story, but grunge was a killer for so many bands. So many really good bands, and it was kind of taken out of your hands. I started singing again sort of around about 2011, 2012. I started doing covers and things like that. By about 2015, 2016, there was something going on. You know, Planet Rock was getting big. There was so many rock radio stations again. There was something moving, and I just felt, this is the time. If you're ever going to do it, this is the time. And sometimes the stars align. The session that I talked about that I did for my buddy Marty Punch in Germany, that was a turning point. We got a reissue an actual release for the First Strike album. The guitarist Dee Dowling, I went up to his studio in Newcastle and we remastered the album. And while I was there, I did the vocal for Better Be Strong. And I hadn't recorded my voice for a long time, a long time. And I went into the studio, and Dee was great, and he produced it really well. And I came in and I heard my voice back on the tape, and I got quite emotional. And I was like, wow, this is me, and this is what I do, and this is what I need to do. And so that was a massive turning point, and that was when I really decided that I needed to start singing again, and I needed to start writing again.